Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome back to United View. Welcome to another match preview as Man United are taking on Leicester City in the last game before the international break. Ruud van Nistelrooy's last game as interim manager. We said it before and we'll say it again. He's not here for a long time. He's just here for a good time in terms of in the hot seat. You know what I mean?
Good. Define good. Define good time. You know what I mean?
Well,
Define.
you know what? Just winning, not
but
losing.
we're not losing. Certainly not losing.
Got a draw
Can't
against
argue with that.
Chelsea.
Yeah.
We beat, who did we beat? Leicester in the cup.
Yeah.
Got a decent draw against Chelsea. It was a rubbish game, but considering where we are, get the draw.
Yeah.
Beat Pauk yesterday, you know, a couple of days ago. Don't get me wrong, wasn't perfect, but we won.
No. But yeah,
and it's our first win in a year in the competition in Europe. So and tomorrow, hopefully, we do the same to Leicester again in the league, and then you've passed an unbeaten side. In your tenure over to Ruben Amorim.
Steadied the ship. That was what he was there to do. You have literally steadied the ship. That's
calm us down. Couldn't make loads of changes. Couldn't make loads of tactical this, that, and the others. We weren't going to look completely different. We just had to get the results. And there's been some decent individual performances, some mundane ones, but overall, the team has defended okay. We haven't conceded loads of chances. We haven't got beat really bad. And I don't think that's going to change tomorrow at Old Trafford as well when we take on Leicester City. Of course, when we played them in the Carabao Cup, it was a much changed team. So we do have to be aware of that. And we played a very strong team. So we did what was meant to do to that team. So we took that in isolation. I think Chelsea and Pauk showed us more what we really are. I'm at a side. But Chelsea and Pauk showed us what we really are. And I think now Leicester do have their team back, even though they're fighting relegation and they're down there and they haven't been great this season, but they've got their better players playing. So, I when we beat them, 5-2?
5-2, that one. And it was a weird one as well, because again, there was, and even Ruud comes out and goes, there was a lot of fortune, luck in that game. There was no VAR, of course, in that game either. You know, it's just one of those ones you can't take anything from it, but you're through to the next round. And again, like Ruud has said in the press conferences, you know, we're still in the cup competitions that we were when he started there. We haven't lost in the league yet. These games are meant to be winnable. My prediction is that we'll win again on Sunday. And but a bit like my prediction going into the game on Thursday against Pauk was that I said I think it'll be 1 or 2-0. And it's going to be one of those like Europa League, like this game is shit, basically.
And that's exactly what it was.
That's what it was.
And some.
And some, and it will largely be the same. It's a Sunday game that's not televised here in the UK, so bit flat atmosphere in all of the games that Ruud's been here. It's not been big atmosphere, has it? It's not been like it's going crazy. Change. It's been very quiet. Thursday, I don't know. I mean, obviously you were there. I was watching it on TV doing the match view, but it came across as very, very quiet.
It did. Actually, before you carry on, I will say this as well, actually. This video is brought to you by Omaly. And listen, Omaly is a wicked app. Honestly, I destroyed Matisse on it. Absolutely obliterated him on it last week. And we'll be doing some more this week as well. But here's how it works.
What's going on, guys? This show is powered by Omaly, the ultimate platform where real fans connect, debate, and shape the football conversation in real time. Whether you want to host a live show, jump in as a guest, or just listen in, Omaly is the place to be. It's a great app where you guys get to debate and chat with your favorite influencers, host your own audio shows, listen in, and chat with us too. Basically, have your own audio podcast. All you have to do is download the Omaly app. Sign up is really easy and quick, and the cherry on top is you get to create your own AI avatar. We've all done it by uploading a picture. You actually get some pretty hilarious results. Mine is a mixture of Harry Kane and a baby David Brent. It's audio only, so it's super easy to use. There's also a unique scoring system, so the more you engage on the app, the higher you can climb the ranks as well. Just search for and follow the United View channel. Join that live show, vote for the best debate, and you can join in and talk too. So click the link in the description or scan the QR code to download the Omaly app, where fans like you and me shape each conversation. We'll see you there.
Yes, so there you have it. Owen explaining it absolutely perfectly. It is the brand new app where you can have your say. You get in there and it's brilliant because you have to choose a side. You have to pick a side. Yeah, pick a side and vote. You can call in and be part of the conversation. And I will be doing this at 7 p.m. After the Leicester game tomorrow as well. I'll be in transit on the way back from Old Trafford, so everything will be fresh in my mind. That raw reaction. Hopefully, we'll be celebrating another good win with a clean sheet. Hopefully, more Ahmad's specialities. We'll talk about that in a second. But get involved in the Omaly app. Scan the QR code on screen as you see it there. The link is also in the video description below, and everything that Owen just said there with your instructions of how it works and what to do when you get it. Right there. Get involved. I'll be there 7 p.m. Don't miss it. Be there 7 p.m.
It's very easy as
tomorrow.
well. Like you said,
really
in
easy.
transit, you don't have to be behind a computer or your laptop or anything like that. Just on your phone. You can be anywhere as long as you've got a connection somehow, some way. Done. That's it. Very easy.
Really, really
and you
simple.
can get involved. And like you said, it gets lively. It gets very lively.
Everyone calls in. Hopefully we get some Leicester fans in there as well who are, on the receiving of a drubbing. You know what I mean? Right, but let's talk about the game though. We just have to start at Ahmad, really. There's nowhere else to start. And say that he must start, actually. He just must.
If he doesn't, Flex, if he doesn't,
he may as well just not sign a new contract.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what more he has to do.
Well, there's a new manager coming.
Listening to Ruud speak in the press conference on Friday, you get the impression he probably will. The only thing that would stop him would be any concerns about injuries. He did come off, but they've all said he's not injured.
Yeah.
They've all said that he's fine.
Said, you okay? You're right. He goes, no, fine, all good.
So there's no way. And then if you're looking about, okay, then who does he start instead of? Take your pick with Rashford and Garnacho, I suppose. Really,
take your pick. That's so true. I mean, Garnacho is getting a lot of criticism in the last couple of games. Against Chelsea in particular, really wasteful, getting into good positions, but being extremely wasteful. And that led and continued on into Pauk, really. And you know what? He couldn't beat the allegations, bless him, because the first few passes he had to just set people on the overlap, just kicked it out for goal.
You're hyper focused on it now, aren't you? You're like, it's a bit like when you've got your eye on someone. So when they do make a bad pass, you go, and you can feel it in the stadium as well, because everyone's thinking the same thing. Going,
because you go, go on, yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I've been in a sort of mode of, when he gets it, doing the opposite, not getting excited, because I'm like, I just don't know if the end product's going to be there. And then it wasn't, to be fair. Yeah. So, and look, again, he's playing a lot of games, and we've said it so many times with Garnacho. The positives are that this young kid is been thrust into the limelight. He's willing to take the ball all the time. He's willing to keep working, and he's got a better return than he did last year. So he's made an individual improvement. Can't take that away from him. It's slim pickings at United as well.
That's the problem, isn't it? That's really
it's very, very slim pickings, and he has to play a hell of a lot of games. And it gets to the point though where he also is really raw. He also is nowhere near the finished article. He has a lot of flaws in his games. It is frustrating to see him skip past somebody and then get the shot blocked or the cross blocked, or choosing to shoot when he should cross, or choosing to cross when he should shoot, vice versa. Over-hitting passes, under-hitting passes. It's been a common theme for him because he's young. But I know when people say, listen, you're good enough, you're old enough. So if you're starting week in, week out for Man United, it doesn't matter how old you are, that will come with a certain base level of critique, because you're in the starting 11, mate, in the biggest games for Man United. So as it's present day. So with him, yes, if he was to come out, no problem. It would probably make more sense. But like you say, you take your pick between him and Rashi, because Rashi, again, he's gone back to just being on the periphery, not really. And against Pauk, he come off the bench. He should have scored, actually, towards the end. Definitely should have scored, but just
in the league, when he comes off, the biggest concern now I actually have in comparison to last season. Last season he was played, and you could talk about body language and stuff like that. My biggest concern a little bit now is that when he gets taken off, which this time last year was a surprise if he got taken off, by the way. Now, it's not a surprise. No. And also, I don't know, not that he doesn't look bothered, but it's almost like he goes, okay, I'll come off. You know what I mean? It's just a bit, but it feels a bit weird at the moment to sort of hone in on any one attacking player at United, because just collectively, they're all not pulling their weight. You know what I mean? It's not just one, it's not just Garnacho, it's not just Rashford, because then you could talk about Bruno for like 45 minutes. You could talk about Højlund for 45 minutes. You could talk about Joshua Zirkzee for 45 minutes. So like collectively, and it's not even get into like your Anthony's or whoever that just aren't going to play. All of them it's all very dry, isn't it? It's just very, very dry.
Yeah.
It's not very fluid. Everything's overhit or underhit or mishit. And it just doesn't really click. And you do find yourself then sort of being quite desperate on if someone goes down in the box, you go, bloody hope this is a penalty
Yeah,
for
because
us, you know.
we need something. Yeah, we
or
need
like
something.
Ahmad when that second goal, which was, like Ruud said it after the game, it was all him. He literally, it's a
Nobody else.
bad pass by Bruno, that's short. The player
Yeah,
gets it.
he
He
shouldn't even
wins
win
it
it back.
back.
Yeah, he shouldn't even win it
Exactly.
back.
Pushes the guy off and then whips it into the corner and go, that's individual
Nobody else.
brilliance, isn't it? And
Yeah.
you go, and so he has to start. And then, as far as the rest, the team's largely picking themselves really at the moment, aren't they? So in goal would be Onana again. Fullbacks would be Dalot and Mazraoui. You've got one fullback in Dalot that's still really iffy.
I tell you what, I was saying to
I feel
Josh
like
and
he's getting a
Sanj
bit
yesterday,
worse.
the other day, especially early in the first half, I was looking. I go, just look at him. His touch, his anticipation.
Yeah,
It's all just off. Like the
yeah.
timing of things, like little things, like just taking a touch and move, just taking a touch and pass, like cutting back. You know, Cruyff turn. He's just so far off it right now, Dalla, to where we know he can be, where we were starting to believe he was going towards.
Yeah.
Just hit a brick wall and he started to go backwards. It's been quite concerning. You know, he has played an awful lot of games,
That's
but
when you think about
this season
Mazraoui, because obviously Luke Shaw's back in training on Friday. That came out. You know, we'll see what happens with that. But Malas is also there. But so you would hope that maybe there are left fullbacks on the horizon for Manchester United. So when it does go back to just the 1v1 at right back, you go, oh, Dalla, you're not going to get stiff, mate. That's going to be a Mazraoui thing. So there'll be the fullback. Centre backs probably be De Ligt and Martinez back in the side. Midfield, you would think. I know we had players back in Eriksen and Mount, but I don't really see any reason to change Casemiro and Ugarte.
No, unless there's a little bit of fatigue in Casemiro.
Yeah.
Maybe he might need a little bit of a rest, but he's actually playing all right at the minute. He's
Yeah.
playing well. Wouldn't mind if Eriksen had to come in, though. I think we'll be fine. Leicester, if you know, keeping the ball and
at home against Leicester.
At home against Leicester, he'll be fine. Obviously, Bruno's going to continue. And Rasmus wasn't good against PAOK at all.
No,
like, yes, he got starved of some service because the whole team played bad. But anytime he did have his job to do, which was keep possession of the ball and you know hold play up, couldn't do it, mate. Every time he got the ball
of Chelsea, wasn't it? That was a continuation of the Chelsea game, really.
Continuation for him. It's not just Garnacho. We have to look at Rasmus as well, and where we've given that criticism to Joshua Zirkzee, and rightly so, where he's struggled to get going. It's also very true that, you know, when Rasmus does it, we can't just have favourites or not call a spade a spade. He hasn't been good enough in those little moments as well, like not looking after the ball, giving it away. It's just not been strong enough. It's not been strong enough. And again, I go back to it, like our number 9 areas. It's a glaring one. Unless
Ruben, where are the goals? You're just going, where are the goals?
And I know people push back and say it's a graveyard shift. It gets absolutely nothing. But I'm not even just talking about the goals. I'm talking about just the functionality and like how what they do for us. Like, are they a focal point? Do they bring people into play? Do they win fouls?
Basics. You're talking about basics, really.
Basics, bro.
Literally, like I said, passes, underhitting, overhitting. Yeah. How are you pressing? And it's a bit. And this is where I do sympathise a bit with Ruud, because it is just like, well, you're dealing with the exact same deck that Ten Hag were dealing with. You're dealing with the same tactics. We can just radically change anything. So
exactly.
You're
just about getting by tomorrow.
Getting through. Yeah. You're just getting through the games.
Having said that, predictions. What are you going with?
1-0. I was going to go 2, but then I thought, nah. 1-0. 1-0.
I've gone 2-0. I've gone 2-0. I hear why you're saying 1-0. I've gone 2-0. Just Ahmad's got to go again. I just think he's gonna be at it again. I'm just being positive. Ruud's last game, I think they'll make sure they don't mess this one up. We'll definitely be harder than the 5-2 when we played against Leicester. And there'll be large periods where the game's quite even, and I just think we nick goals 1 and 2, and then it puts the game to bed. But I think we might score one in the first half. Then there's quite a long period for the rest of the first half. Then into the second half, we'll be like, okay, come on. Then the second just comes and it kills the game. I think it will go like that.
I hope so.
Yes, exactly. And then we can sort of thank Ruud for being interim and, you know, I mean, having a not 100% record, but not losing the game anyway. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. All right, guys, smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'm going to be up at Old Trafford tomorrow. KG and Owen will be there as well on the match view. So make sure you guys check in for that as well. Take care. We're out of here. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. We're out of here. Peace.